This is my first video regarding the farm. I'm not sure who else would be interested in going through this journey with us, or maybe it's just for my own posterity. But this is the farm we just bought. It's 20 acres. It's basically a hay field right now. It's being farmed by a local farmer who's leasing it from the prior owner. We just bought it about 2 months ago. And if people are interested, we will walk you through what our plans are for it. Obviously, we got this big giant barn right here on 20 acres. We know this barn's been here since the 50s at least, because it was moved from across the street. It's probably a late 1800s barn, but since it was moved, it was reassembled over here on a concrete foundation. So a lot of this is actually paved inside. We don't really know what we're going to do with it yet. It obviously needs a lot of work. It's not really functional as anything right now, other than just sticking stuff in there and getting it out of the weather temporarily. This building is about 100 by 30, I think, is what we decided. So we got work to do on that. Again, we gotta have to decide the purpose of the farm before we really decide what we're going to do with the barn. We have a lot of ideas. But I'll talk about that in a second here with the short-term and long-term ideas. This over here is the pole barn. This is basically like a workshop storage area. We decided to tackle this first because, I mean, it's doable, I guess. It's something that I'm comfortable doing on my own. It doesn't have, 30-foot tall ceilings, that sort of thing. So we're working on this right now, trying to do a better job, making this a better looking building and functional. So yeah, that's what we're working on. Kind of give you an idea what we got going on back here. It's an old dairy farm. There's a milk room right here. This is the old feeding trough. There's the conveyor that went from the silo. It comes back to the feeding trough. So it was a pretty nice setup at one time. I'm guessing, or we were kind of told by locals and the family that's owned it for many, many decades, that it hasn't been farmed since probably the 80s, since they had animals on it. We moved into the house across the street about 12 years ago, and they did have horses out here, and I guess they actually had a goat at one point, and the goat ate the barn, which is interesting. So we're just kind of trying to improve the property right now. Did some mowing, remove garbage and remove clutter. Again, we're trying to shore up this building so we can actually use it. You can see the roof is destroyed. It had several holes in the roof where it had rotted the walls away and rotted the ceiling away. So it's quite a mess right now. We're still working on it. That's my little chariot back and forth through the house whenever I forget a tool or I need something. So that's kind of handy. Right now, looking, we've got kind of trash just laying around, trying to get rid of it. Pulled out some old steel. There's back of this building had clutter and junk sitting back there. It looks like it's been back there for decades. So we're working on getting that cleaned out. This gives you a good idea of what the barn used to look like. The old rusty steel on the back of it. So we're still working on that. I think what this channel is going to be mostly about is our work on creating a farm. I don't know if animals are in our future. This is just for extra vehicles, my tractors and such. I don't know if animals are in our future. For sure, I want to start doing a garden next year. So primarily the channel will be centered on that. I see a lot of stuff on YouTube. I'm going to probably try the no-till approach. There's a lot of videos on YouTube, and none of them seem to kind of worry about Michigan. Like a lot of them are Tennessee and Kentucky and down south, and a lot of those things aren't in Michigan. So with the different zones that we have here compared to those folks, I thought I'd start a channel of my own because, like I said, I can't find any out there that has the no-till stuff and how it would work for us here. So I'll learn, and hopefully you'll learn with me. Like I said, this is 20 acres. It's just a hay field right now. It's had its last cut of the year. It's deep into the fall right now, so it's just this is what it's going to be. We haven't decided if we're going to allow the farmer to lease it again next year and use it for a hay field. Just because the soil we had was tested. I did a soil sample with the local extension at Michigan State University. This is my son and his new golfing thing that he's gotten into. So we're allowing him to make a little green. My plan is I use this area right through here for the gardens. I I have lots of space here. I don't know how much space exactly, but like where you see the weeds right there, that's where the property line stops. This is the main access to this field right here where the farmer used it. That field over there is not mine. That's kind of a mirrored location over there. It's owned by a different spot or a different neighbor. But like I said, we had 20 acres here. We figured that the barn and this little area here is about 2 acres. And then the rest of it is about 18 acres of field. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, we're gonna probably do the no-till thing. We're gonna try doing that in the spring. So I'm gonna do some preparation. Right now, all I'm gonna do is kind of get some compost going. We have lots of dead grass over here, lots of trees, lots of brown material I'll be able to use to compost. There's plenty of videos on YouTube about how to do that. Where am I? I'm about 6-minute mark right now. So I'm going to try to keep these videos relatively short because that's what I do. I don't usually watch 12, 15, 20-minute videos because A, I don't have time, and B, I don't have the attention span like anybody else these days. So, but hopefully I can, you guys can go along on the journey with me a little bit, or I can just keep records for myself and how I do some of this stuff and what works and what doesn't work. The no-till thing intrigues me quite a bit with how that works and how it improves the soil with the organic matter and not tilling up the microbes and all that good stuff in the soil. This obviously has been used by a farmer in the past. So, I saw soil test. So right, so lots of magnesium, way below optimal in phosphorus, nitrogen, and potassium, and organic matter. I think the suggestion is like, I think 6% organic matter, and we have below 2% organic matter in this soil. So I know this alfalfa has been grown here for at least 4, maybe 5 years from my recollection, and I've been reading around that it should only be doing it for 3 years, and you should rotate the crops. So the crops aren't getting rotated. I think it's getting the nutrients out of the ground, and the soil is not doing great. Right now, if I tried to plant things in the soil, it would not grow very well, most likely. So I'm going to work on getting that in a better shape. We have a line on some manure from local farms, and I got a nice gigantic compost pile I'm going to start. Of course, I got lots of clippings and cuttings and grass and all that good stuff. I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to try to do a Michigan farm and do the no-till thing, and then hopefully that'll help other folks in Michigan, or at least in my zone, out with things that I can't seem to find on YouTube very well. And if you know where something on YouTube is, and I'm just missing it, let me know. Because like I said, it's a lot of the stuff I've been reading or watching things about is down south, and they have much longer growing period than we do. Our first frost is probably coming up here in a couple weeks. So we got to prepare for that. All right, that'll do it for now. Have a good one.